Hello there. Thanks for taking this time for yourself today. Just like all emotions, loneliness is usually accompanied by thoughts. For example, whenever you find yourself feeling lonely, are there any specific thoughts that immediately come to mind? Generally, those thoughts will consist of stories, criticisms, judgments, or assumptions. Perhaps these stories attempt to explain our own feelings, and it could be that we see these stories as defining who we are and how we feel at any given moment. There may also be negative assumptions or generalizations that often come to your mind when you're feeling lonely. Perhaps you think to yourself, all of these people surrounded by friends, going to parties, they all seem so much happier. Or, I never have anything interesting to say. Perhaps you think to yourself, what's wrong with me? I never seem to be able to maintain my friendships. On top of this, the way we interpret life experiences can be greatly misleading for us. For example, we can assume that others think of us in a certain way. Perhaps they're judging us for our faults, or they think negatively of us. Or maybe they think that they're better than you. Unfortunately, even if we have positive experiences that say otherwise, our minds are more likely to focus on negative experiences. It's like we get stuck on this negative loop, unable to question those assumptions. The more our minds repeat those thoughts, the more we believe them to be true. And our behaviors and actions are greatly influenced by what we believe to be true. The human ego will always work to justify itself, even if it's harmful to our quality of life. In this way, our perspective and approach to relationships is often limited because we tend to actively seek out evidence and examples that prove our initial assumptions are correct. So in this meditation, we're going to look at all of our negative assumptions and perspectives objectively from a distance. And while witnessing our thoughts, we'll be able to start seeing our patterns of thought and what they really consist of. The more we practice noticing our thoughts objectively, questioning their truth, the less of an impact our thoughts have on our emotions and behaviors. As the Zen master says, the mind is a good servant, but a bad master. As you let the thoughts connected to loneliness feel less heavy, less influential for you, you may start to feel your sense of loneliness changing. So now finally, if you're ready, let's begin today's practice. As you get comfortable in your seated position, remember to keep your back and spine upright but relaxed at the same time. If you'd like, feel free to lean back against something to get more comfortable. And for a few seconds, let your eyes gaze around the room slowly, noticing the space you're in, and see if anything in particular catches your eye. Now, if you'd like, you can close your eyes, or if you'd prefer, you can keep them open, softly resting your gaze at one point straight ahead. Start to feel your body relaxing more and more with each passing moment, your sit bones rooting to the surface beneath you. And feel the entire weight of your body melting down towards the ground beneath you. Take a few moments to see if you can soften the front and back of your torso as well as your shoulders. Slowly together, let's take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your body loosening even more. 2 more times on your own. Take a long deep breath in and exhale slowly. And each time you exhale, Feel all of the burdens you're carrying getting lighter and then completely dissolving. Let your breaths flow freely and notice your body as a whole, every part of your body from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. See if there are any pleasant or comfortable sensations that you're detecting in your body. Now, take a moment to see if there are any tense points you're noticing throughout your body. Now, let's shift our attention to our facial muscles. And together, let's relax our eyes, including the area around our eyes. Feel your brows, eyelids, and even that space between your brows releasing and softening. Loosen your chin, your jaw, your lips, and if it feels comfortable for you, feel your tongue dropping down from the roof of your mouth. Feel all of the tension in your back and shoulders dissolving away. And perhaps you may even feel your shoulders dropping down away from your ears. Let's now relax our wrists, our palms, and fingers one by one. These may seem like small parts of your body, but notice how nice it is to feel as though they're melting and weightless all at the same time. Your chest is comfortable, your belly's relaxed, and the breaths are continuing to flow freely. Each time you exhale, your hips and legs are relaxing more and more, rooting themselves to the ground. Notice the existence of your ankles, your feet and toes, and one by one, feel each one softening. Every time you breathe out, feel your entire body relaxing more and more. Every time you exhale, one more part of your body starts to relax and release all of its tension. Perhaps some parts of your body are easier to relax than others. This is completely normal. So when you notice this, rather than getting frustrated, keep your attention on relaxing that spot even more. Moment by moment, you're breathing in and out without needing to put in any extra effort. Notice which one is more comforting to you, inhaling or exhaling. Notice the pleasant or comfortable sensations in the flow of your breathing. What kind of sensations are there around your heart? Your breaths are flowing, and remember there's life in breathing, and in every breath you take. There's trust in breathing, there's compassion there. Feel the compassion, goodness, and lightness that comes with each breath in. This is an effortless, calm place. So feel this moment, savor it. Be in this moment with everything you have. Thoughts may appear in your mind and you may get distracted. That's perfectly normal. So when you do notice those distracting thoughts emerging in your mind, gently shift your attention back to your breathing. Your breaths are in their natural flow. Just observe them. Now, if it feels comfortable for you, place one hand close to your heart. Feel its touch, its impact and warmth. Feel your attention swirling around your heart, and see how the space around your heart throughout your chest feels. Your breaths are in a flow, and again, there's life in each breath. There's trust in each breath in and out, and there's compassion and space in the flow of your breaths. Try to notice that. Continue to observe the natural flow of your breathing, focusing now especially on how the breath enters and leaves your body. Whenever you notice a thought popping up in your mind, rather than analyzing it or trying to understand what it means, simply label it by pointing at it in your mind and saying, "thought," and then gently go back to the flow of your breathing. It's normal for thoughts to appear. That's the natural habit and the structure of the mind. You may be thinking, "I can't focus, I keep getting distracted," and that itself is also a thought. So rather than judging or getting frustrated with those thoughts, just label it as a thought and then imagine them dissolving into thin air as you refocus on your breathing. As the breaths continue to flow in their natural rhythm, bring your attention to the feeling of loneliness that you've been sensing. In this calm and safe space you've just created for yourself, allow yourself to really feel it. How does it feel to think that you're lonely? Just keep breathing in and out. And remember, at any point during the meditation, you can always bring your attention to your hand placed right over your heart. At any point, no matter how you're feeling, you can always feel the compassion, goodness, and trust in your breaths. Notice what kind of thoughts are accompanying your loneliness. When you feel or think that you're lonely, what kind of judgments or comments emerge in your mind? Generally, what does your mind tell you? Witness those very same thoughts and comments appearing automatically in your mind. Notice as you witness these thoughts. Are they fearful thoughts, worried thoughts, angry thoughts? In these thoughts, are you blaming someone else or yourself? Peer into those thoughts and look at what they're made of. Observe those thoughts in between the soft waves of breath that flow in and out of your body. And ask yourself, are these thoughts true? Are they real? Can you be sure that these thoughts are absolutely true and based in reality? Or could these thoughts just be opinions or stories that you've pieced together from experiences you've had? Notice, again, with compassion and curiosity. This pattern of thought is familiar. It's a habit of mind. So think how you behave when you get caught up in these thoughts. What happens when you're feeling tangled up in these thoughts, in these assumptions? What changes in your mood, in your view of everyone around you, in your energy levels and your motivation? Without judging yourself or analyzing the answers, just let the answers emerge in your mind. Does it benefit you to believe in these thoughts, to get stuck on them, repeating themselves in your mind over and over again? Ask yourself, how would you feel if you didn't see loneliness as a punishment or perceive it as an indication of something negative about you or others? Continue to follow your breaths as you consider these thoughts. Now, take a deep breath in and and exhale slowly. Again, take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, just for a moment, let go of all of the judgments and comments buzzing throughout your mind. Is it possible to look at this situation objectively from a distance? Look at these thoughts without exaggerating them and without feeding into or downplaying them. Remember, these thoughts are just a part of being human. We all experience them. And even though it may not always appear so, we all feel lonely from time to time. Breaths in and out. Our breaths are flowing naturally as we continue to witness them. Notice the touch and support of your hand over your heart. And again, bring your attention to that brief pause at the end of each exhalation. See how after that short pause ends, a new fresh breath fills your body, bringing you renewed energy, life, trust, and awareness. For the next 20 seconds or so, observe this serene space and renewed vitality within your body and mind. Notice, how are you feeling right now? Now, if they're closed, slowly open up your eyes and gently gaze around the space you're in. Notice the objects, lighting, colors, and all of the textures around you. And whenever you feel ready, start to move your body little by little as we draw an end to our practice. Whenever you find yourself connecting loneliness to being unworthy, sad, or living an unfulfilled life, remind yourself that this point of view may not be completely accurate or even useful to you. Remember that for many of us, the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves or others may not always portray reality. So in those moments, give yourself a break, reconnect with the flow of your breaths, and watch those thoughts flow right on by from a distance. Remind yourself that not every thought that crosses your mind is real. Thank you so much for taking this time for yourself today, and I look forward to our next shared practice.